Hello.
I'm Kajal. I'm an entrepreneur myself. But my question is very different. It is not about entrepreneurship as such. It is about, I just want to know why is everybody going around saying Chowkidar chor hai?
I don't know. I mean, look, I'll tell you how I see it. Apparently now the whole country is a chowkidar. That's what I last heard. Everybody's become a chowkidar. But let me tell you the facts, okay? And I'll go into a little bit of detail because it's important. The Rafael contract is the biggest defense contract in the world. It was negotiated by the UPA, and a couple of things were decided. 526 crores for one aircraft. The aircraft to be manufactured in India, frankly, in Karnataka, right here, by HAL. And when you say, how do you think about competing in manufacturing? Well, one way you compete in manufacturing is get one of the most high-tech products being created on the planet, put it in Bangalore, and then help or build all the ancillaries around it. That's how you do it, right? Now, we changed governments. Mr. Narendra Modi becomes Prime Minister, and you can check this. He goes to France with Mr. Anil Ambani on his delegation. It's a fact, government records, check. The contract is changed. The defense minister turns around and says, I have no idea how this happened. What we subsequently find is that the 526 crore aircraft has become a 1600 crore aircraft. So 126 aircraft were to be bought, now 36 aircraft are going to be bought, but we're going to pay the same price. And Mr. Anil Ambani suddenly edges into the contract. Now, we're talking about skill here. Mr. Anil Ambani got the world's biggest defense contract. He's never built an aircraft in his life. Ever. The company that got the contract was formed 10 days before the contract was given. The French president publicly states, I was told by the Prime Minister of India that the only way Dassault is going to get this contract is if Mr. Anil Ambani is given the contract. And oh, by the way, don't charge 526 crores, charge 1600 crores. We raised the issue. I asked these 4 questions to the Prime Minister in Parliament House. Why did you give Anil Ambani the contract? Why 1600 crores? What is Mr. Anil Ambani's experience? Mr. Prime Minister doesn't answer. 1.5 hours. He looks down, looks up, looks left, looks right, doesn't answer, doesn't look into people's eyes. The CBI chief turns around and says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to investigate. Remember one thing, the Prime Minister placed that man there. The CBI chief is removed, sacked. The Supreme Court comes in and says, bring him back. He's brought back. He's sacked again. Within a matter of hours. Now, Defense Ministry documents. It is the negotiating team writing in the documents. And the negotiating team is saying, Mr. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, has carried out a parallel negotiation with Rafael, with Dassault. All we said was, let's have an inquiry. Let's have a joint parliamentary committee. Let's check out what happened. And the gentleman who says, I am the Chowkidar here, whose name has come in the defense ministry papers, the defense minister said, I don't know anything about this. The CBI chief has been sacked. That gentleman turns around and says, no inquiry, no JPC, nothing. Case is open and shut because even those documents that are saying the Prime Minister is running a parallel negotiation, if those documents become part of an inquiry, Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Anil Ambani are going to jail. It's as simple as that. Now, my point is, if the Prime Minister wasn't guilty, he would immediately say, absolutely, let's do an inquiry. Why is he not having an inquiry?
Bachao, 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 bachao. बचाओ 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 आपका ये चौकीदार चौकीदार